Well, it looks like winter hasn't given up its grip quite yet. We've had a lot of smelting action going on around here this last week. Today we're working on quite a few exciting things out in the shop for the upcoming garden season.
In case you guys haven't noticed, Arielle's got a lot of seeds going in the seed room. That means we need to get that greenhouse finished this year, and we're also going to be doing some supplementary heat in there in the form of using a wood stove. We're gonna go as cheaply as we can because this is gonna be a stove that's basically in the elements. It's gonna be in hot, humid conditions inside that greenhouse with a lot of moisture. We've decided to go with a barrel stove. We picked up a bunch of barrels. We got a super good deal on them, 10 bucks a piece. And then we got these wood stove kits. And I think this is like the big brand that people get. It's United States Stove Co. It comes with everything you need, minus the barrel, to build yourself a cheap, big wood stove, and that's what we're after. We are not going to be using this barrel stove to like heat the greenhouse during the winter or anything like that. It's only going to be used at like the tail ends of the season. So in the spring, when we want to get stuff out there a little early, we can heat it up. And in the fall, if we haven't harvested something yet, we can also keep it a little bit warmer for a little longer. These barrels are used to haul all kinds of materials, so you got to be kind of careful in what you get because they could be pretty hard to clean out. These were all used for glycol, which is the same stuff we're running in the floor in here. So they should be relatively clean. Once we get in there, we might just have to wipe them out a little bit. This is the door that we're gonna put on. This is the first step. So we're gonna trace it out and we're gonna do some cutting. We're using a plasma cutter today. But you know what it is? We're probably not getting a good ground. We could try that real quick. Troubleshooting the little plasma cutter here. I think we got it figured out. We're trying to run the air compressor on one circuit in the shop, which is the outlets on that side. And then I had the plasma cutter hooked to the outlets on the other side of the shop because they draw so much power. And for some reason, the plasma cutter was having trouble running off of that side of the shop, turned down on low. Maybe it's because it's further away from the panel. I don't know. But I switched the air compressor over there. I put the plasma cutter on this side. I think we got it. There she goes. Is that thing on or not?
Because it happens when you do your own electrical.
Looks like on the inside. And then does this work? Okay, good. Yeah, I think when I'm running big stuff, I need like to plug straight into the wall.
I thought you were gonna put a plug, yeah, aren't you gonna put a plug over there? On the equipment room, bud?
Yeah, I want to put a 220.
The silver metal? I mean the black stuff.
It's weird, it's like not hung at all.
Oh, okay, I thought it would be hot.
It's not.
Yeah, I think you went a little too far, but not by much. But it's pretty close. Maybe a hair counterclockwise now, just to... Was the toyo on today?
No.
Yeah, you got it. You got it nice and back. That's good. These are perfect right there. Does that touch right there? Put the legs. They do have the legs though really close to the front and back, obviously.
No, just, we can come through the chimney, I think, again.
Gotcha. Can you get in there? You need like the extension, yeah. I think that's the better. I don't know if my chest is gonna fit
So
past
let's
that.
do this.
Past that.
Okay, whichever one you want to start on, let me know.
Top to bottom?
Sure. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's try. I felt them, they were pretty tight. No shine in there or anything?
No, the bottom ones. I just gripped them.
Oh shoot, you got, the bottoms were all the way threaded, so, okay.
But you gotta put them
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that,
in
right?
front of that. You can tell by now that we're gonna be doing a double barrel stove. So the fire box is gonna be down here in the bottom one, and then the smoke's gonna come out of this flue right here. Is that what you call it, a flue or a collar? I don't know, it's gonna come out right here. Then we're gonna cut into this one and do the same little attachment. We'll have a small 6-inch piece of chimney pipe that's gonna go into here, and then it's gonna kind of like reclaim your heat in this second one with all the smoke, and then you're gonna have another hole we'll drill on the front. That's where the chimney pipe will come up and go out. These are supposed to be like a more efficient way than if you were just gonna have that bottom stove on there. It is 2 different kits. So the one kit I showed you earlier, that's for converting one stove, the bottom one, into a wood stove. And then you buy the second kit, which is a little bit cheaper, and that's all the stuff to connect the second one on top. All in all, without all the chimney pipe going out, I think we're gonna be about like $120, $130 into this project. Not bad.
Wait.
Just go slow. Yeah, I don't know, like Stretch Armstrong is supposed to be in here, like reaching in there.
What's that elastic Gumby?
Stretch Armstrong.
No, the little teal guy.
Gum? Okay, that's fine.
It's lunchtime. We have nachos fresh out of the oven with some refried beans and moose meat, and then we've got red onion, the last jar of our green salsa, and some kefir that looks just like sour cream because I blended it.
However you want to do it.
I'll give an invite to you for work tomorrow. Any good?
Yeah, those are great.
Yum.
A wise woman once said,
What?
"We got this."
It's extremely tight.
Okay, which one you want to work on next?
Are you over there?
Yeah.
I gotta come out for a second.
Here it comes!
Well, this has been a lot trickier than we anticipated. It's been a struggle to get those nuts on. We kind of messed up with those directions. I guess we failed to read them properly. The barrel stove kit, the first one comes with like one collar, right? And we put that on the first barrel. But what you're actually supposed to do is take that one off or not put that one on and use the kit that comes, you know, to attach the 2 barrels. So you're supposed to use those collars and use that original one on the top. And we had put it on the bottom and things weren't fitting and it was just a whole mess. So thankfully we had another little piece of stovepipe and we've got it fitted on now.
This is crazy. I did that plasma cutter and this metal's like cold.
Yeah, I don't really get that. Maybe because the metal's, it cuts really quick.
That's her, she's done. We still got a lot of parts we gotta accumulate for this bad boy, like all of our stovepipe, a thimble, and we gotta rig up something to have this be able to go out a plastic greenhouse, which should be interesting. And then we are gonna buy some fire bricks and we're gonna line the bottom. And we're just kinda interested to see how this is gonna work. It didn't come with a rope around the front door to kind of seal it off. So we might see if we can find a small one there, but yeah, all in all, it turned out pretty cool. We gotta burn it off too. We gotta light it up and then burn off all this paint and then paint it.
It's pretty nice, huh?
Oh, it works good. It should.
Here, just something like that. Thank you. No, we don't need any more than that, so I think that's all I need. Okay, well, we are pulling out some of our beekeeping equipment because we are picking up 2 packaged bees in just a few days. If you followed the channel for a while, you may have seen that I kept bees in the past. We did take a year off. I was just kind of tired of, I guess, not being 100% successful with them. They did overwinter sometimes. It just became a little bit too challenging for me with everything else we had going on, and I wanted a break from it. April's when they get delivered, and these are coming a little bit sooner, actually, here for the interior. We've got this set up for 3 hives. I find managing just 1 is usually my comfort level, but again, I got 2, and that's really just for insurance purposes because things can happen with them, and it's just better to have more bees to pull from. We're going through the equipment. 1 box is just, or 1 hive, all the frames are just not good looking, and that's because the hive died in the winter. They died actually late winter, early spring. And because I didn't have any new package bees last summer, nothing cleaned the frames up. So they're just a total hot mess right now. I'm gonna have to kind of like scrape them, clean them up, get them ready for the bees. The bees do a remarkable job themselves at cleaning, but you don't want to overwhelm them with that bad of a case, you know, all that mold and just not goodness. This would be a really good example of a good frame to get them started on. So this is some comb that they drew up, and this is one they drew entirely themselves. There's no wire or anything in it. That's my preferred method for beekeeping, but it doesn't always work that way because it takes a lot of resources for them to do that. So sometimes we'll start them with starter strips, like a little wax, and they'll build off of that. Probably just barely see you know what? I don't even know if this one has wires. That's a much better example. This one has wires. And we do it that way because when they draw out their own comb, they draw a really tiny size cell. And everything we're doing up here is to keep healthy bees, of course, right? But it's also to try to increase the chances of overwintering them, which I'm gonna talk all about that later because I told myself if I was gonna keep bees again, I'm gonna do it a little bit different, you know, the next time around. Here, grab a load of wood because we're going to start our fire. We need to start that fire in order to dry some of these frames out. Some of them have capped honey in there, and they're just, again, I'm probably gonna spritz them with some vinegar water to help with the mold. So that's what I'm doing, and it may take me a little bit of time. Like sap or something looking bug. It's kind of weird. Doesn't look like honey. It's a pretty big size difference between these cells. It's a really good comparison. Because this has so much honey in it, I'm gonna try to clean this frame up a little bit and offer it to them when we get them in the hive.
For the looks of those dirty beehives, Arielle's gonna be over there for a while, so I'm gonna make use of my time. I already got my recliner cleaned up that's been in the corner collecting dust, so now I got somewhere to sit in the shop. Also, we've had this wood stove sitting in the corner. This is the stove that came originally in our cabin. We wanted to hold on to it for a little while to see if we were gonna need it. We thought we might wanna put it in the little seed room addition on the back of the shop, but quickly realized we're not gonna need it in there. It's a good stove. It's a Blaze King Royal Guardian. It's just too small for our cabin, so I'm gonna fix it up, clean it up, paint it, and we'll probably put it for sale.
Throughout the years, we have acquired quite a bit of comb, so we've got some really good comb actually to pull from. I don't have to use necessarily the stuff that is a little bit worse, but I can use some of it if I want, like if it has honey, like this one has a lot of honey on it. You can see I also found something pretty cool. Since we used to keep Russian bees and they always wanted to swarm, I found a queen cup. I actually found two. I'm gonna take that off. And there's another one right here. That's actually the third one I found, so we're just gonna pop that out. I would wanna know if they made new ones. Here. Where's your chair?
Over there.
Take that down.
You can just clean up there.
For lunch/dinner, we are having some burgers. They're moose patties on sourdough buns. And I made a toasted aioli, so it's garlic, onions, mayonnaise, mustard, and lemon juice. And we're gonna top it off with some pickles. I just have one question for you. Where the heck is Bates in Arkansas?
I don't know.
It's good. You taste the coriander?
Uh-huh.
I don't think I put coriander in this one though.
Okay, well, we're gonna cut one.
Okay.
I'll cut three, right? And then we'll just put them all in the trailer regardless. These are some pretty unique barrels that we picked up. The silver ones are actually galvanized, which helps a lot with rust. We didn't want to use galvanized ones for the barrel stove because it's not good to heat it up real hot. So we decided to use these for planters in the garden. This is just the beginning. I'm sure we're gonna cut more, and I think we had like 7. We had 7 of these ones all together. So we cut 3 of them, did one vertically, did the other ones right in half. We will cut some holes in the bottom. I don't know if we'll shoot some holes or use the plasma cutter, but for now, they're just gonna wait in the back of the dump trailer. So we're gonna load all these up, get them out of the way, and then we are going to try to burn off some of the paint in the new double barrel stove. Any smoke coming out that chimney yet?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There is?
Yep. You see it?
No, I
Pretty
can't see
wicked
it.
amount of it. You can't see that?
Not from down here, no.
Whoa.
Put a lot of wood in here, I'll tell you that. Get in there. 408. Center of the smoke one, the second stove, 240. The pipes 160.
I think it turned out great. Back my way if you want. Darn, I have a really good spot. It's a really nice platform for 2 beekeepers. Oh! We picked up the girls, and it is a long ride home, so we're giving them some sugar water. We're not going to be able to install them today. We'll spray them down on both sides, and then we're going to get them in the truck. Okay, more we think. Do the same thing on the other side of the frame. We got the first hive installed. You have a bee on your lens. All right, things are going great this morning. It is a beautiful day out here. The sun was shining. It's a little bit cloudy now, and I think it's like in the 50 degrees, so perfect for hiving the bees. We got the first hive installed, the first package. It went pretty well. There was a few things we forgot, so now we know going forward. And I just wanted to show you guys how we're gonna install them. We've got 1 medium box down here so far. I'm gonna add another one on top for where their food is going to be. And I've got 10 frames in here. The outer frames are these little insulated frames that Eric made up. I think they're foam board, and then they have this Reflectix. So these just sit on the outside, and we're only doing that right now because of the spring temperatures. Eventually we're going to remove them. I'm gonna add some pollen onto the frames. Once I dump the bees on, it's a little bit hard to get them out of the way, so I like to do this ahead of time. I have to pull out 2 frames. And that does 2 things. So we're gonna pull 2 out, and it will make room for the bees that we're gonna dump in here, but it will also give us the frames that we can smash the queen box into. So this is the second package of bees, and these are the 𝐒𝐢𝐯𝐬𝐬𝐻𝐿𝐷 kind. This is their feeder right here. The queen is wedged on the top right here so the bees can take care of her, and it has this little piece of metal. It's totally full of bees. So these usually have liquid sugar in them to hold over the bees, and that other jar I kind of like felt in there, and it had a crazy amount of bees in it. So we're gonna use a can opener and open this up before we finish up to make sure that those bees get into the hive. So it's perfectly normal for there to be that many on there. They're just taking care of her. I'm gonna shake them off into the hive. Make sure she's alive and kicking and stuff. Oh yeah, I see her, she's in there, she's good. Oh, that's great, they're taking care of her. I need to get as many as I can off of there because we are aiming to remove the cork. There's a cork on the bottom that's keeping her in there, and we are going to put this little piece of candy, so it's in some sort of rubber tube, and then it's some hard sugar. Eric and I significantly cut it down because the one they gave us was like this big, and that would take them a really long time to chew her out of there. You know, they'll eat the sugar and then they'll release the queen. And the reason they do that is to buy you some time. But when they put the queen with this package of bees, she's new to them, and they would most likely kill her right away. They have to get kind of like accustomed to her scent. They're definitely accustomed to her scent now. These came, I don't know where they came from, but they are up in Alaska now, and it took a few days to get here. So we know that they are safe to be with her. And Eric and I typically use a marshmallow, so that's something they can just chew through right away. I don't have any on hand. I forgot to buy some. So we're gonna use this. We're on the other side. And maybe you're thinking, Arielle, why don't you just not plug the hole since you just said the bees are familiar with the queen? But the reason you do this is because the queen can fly, and now I really don't think she's gonna fly away. I've never done that, so we don't want her to just fly away or land in the sea of ice that we have around here. So this buys us a little more time in the hive. Once we get it in there, she'll be free later today. Make sure that one gets out of there. It's gonna get squished, huh? Everything we're doing, I'm kind of really careful with it. I'm not wearing any sort of suit. You know, every bee matters, so we're really not trying to squish any. Naturally, some do get hurt in this process. And we did make sure to leave the screen facing out. Don't make that mistake. If you smash it into the comb, the bees won't be able to take care of her. And that's what they're doing right now. They're taking care of her through the screen on her little wooden box. Okay, we'll take that out. We'll put it right there like that for now. When you pick up the package of bees, they can either come in a wooden box with some mesh, or they can come in a plastic box like this. This is called a bee bus. We're gonna flip it over and just kind of like shake it, dump it into the hive. We're getting real lucky today. We've installed them when it's cooler, and when it's this warm, they can actually fly and they don't just like bomb into the snow or drown in the water. We've got to get all of them out of here, or at least most of them. Eric was able to help me pry that other one open, and we got like all of the bees out of there, which is awesome. They're gonna go towards the queen. They can smell her, but this box smells like the queen too, so that's also the problem. So they also sometimes want to stay here, especially if it's cooler out. Tell you what, these are nice bees. You can just tell they're all the way over at the chicken coop. They're probably freaking them out. So the queen's right in there in the center, and we're gonna put the inner cover on. These are actually really bowed. We have some reflectics on the inside. It's supposed to go like that, but they've been sitting down, so we're gonna flip it for today. Okay. Scoop these ones in there. We're gonna add the feeder in this top box. I don't know what this is called, but it allows me to give them quite a bit of sugar at once. And so because these are newbies and because this is spring in Alaska, we have to supplement them with the pollen that you saw me put in there and sugar, at least for the first few weeks. Once the hive gets stronger and there's actual resources around them, then we don't have to do that anymore. Then we've got a lid. We're just gonna close it up. That way they will not accidentally fall in there. So this is our last call to get all the bees that we want in there. Everything else will just be left outside and they'd have to find their way to the hive. Everything went great. So we're gonna get this cover on. And this year's a little unusual. We have a pretty big puddle right here. We're trying to put the bees on this big platform, and so far it's working out wonderful, but it may kind of shift once the ground thaws, so we may need to level it. But I really like it for today. It's working out fantastic. Coming through. There we go.
We are having an absolute feast tonight on this beautiful evening. We're finally back out cooking outside. This is going to be caribou tongue sandwiches. We've got all the fixins, and I started this a few hours ago. We boiled it in some water. Went for about an hour and a half with herbs, spices, shallot, and garlic. I have peeled the outer skin off of it, and now we are going to thinly slice it, and then we are going to finish it here on the outdoor stove.
Those really fried up. We both tried them when it was cooked, boiled, but not yet grilled. And although it was initially very good, there was this taste afterwards that really kept like lingering. Eric says maybe like smoky, but it wasn't super pleasant.
Smoky, or maybe we're thinking what the animal was eating, like woodsy.
I can't really describe it, but they're like weirdly greasy or oily. I didn't think the tongue had fat like that.
Yeah, we've had tongue before, and this one's a little different.
Have you tried it yet? So I was gonna say they don't taste like that at all anymore. Like I was kept waiting for it to hit me, but it never did hit me. Once it's cooked, that weird flavor went away.
Yeah, now it just tastes like tongue. Maybe it's something we boiled it in, like the herbs. It was too herby. Oh, well, guess what?
Like pig skin?
Since yours is toasting, yeah, it tastes like it's crackling or a chicharron, right? I'm gonna plate mine up here real quick, hon. Is that
They
it
look
for you?
like fried. Yeah, thank you, hon. They look like fried mushrooms.
All right, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know how we're gonna fit all this on the sandwich. It's like twice as big as my mouth.
Those are alfalfa sprouts. Thanks, hon.
This looks good.
Maybe I should have made bigger rolls. It hit my mouth before, you know.
That's a mosquito.
That's a mosquito? Is he biting me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him bite me. He's trying to bite me.
Yeah, he is.
I saw one earlier in the seed room a few weeks ago. I mean, I taste the bell pepper and the avocado, but it really tastes like a BLT.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just, I feel like I'm eating bacon. It tastes
Super crunchy.
identical to bacon.
I need
Does
some
that not?
pickles.
It doesn't even, like, it smells like bacon.
Now that you said that, yeah, it tastes just like bacon, like a BLT.
And if I was blindfolded, I would think this was bacon.
Yeah, I gotta get that mosquito.
Really chunky, thick bacon, but it's good.
Oh, don't move. Well, now he's missing a leg, so.
I feel like I should know why the tongue has so much fat, but I don't know why the tongue has so much fat. It's got some sort of grease or something. This is really
Just
good.
like bacon.
So you like tongue better than liver?
Yeah, heart's my favorite.
So he's not a good mater, huh? What's up with these little young cockerels? They can't mate very well.